room is so nice and full. It's amazing. So I like to just say that Mr. Danziger made me cry on my first day teaching at Venice High School, and it was wonderful, and it brought me to Pops, and it keeps me coming back. I think that this is one of the most important spaces we have for addressing some very significant problems in our world, and I'm so honored to be here with you, because just you being here, you're being part of the change. When Mr. Danziger invited me to come to Pops, I did not yet have a direct connection to someone in prison, and now over the course of these 6 years, I do, and I've seen up front what our criminal and justice system does. Putting people in cages is no answer to anything, so all of you get to work on that issue together. I saw this poem on the Good Men Project, and the Good Men Project has published Pops authors before. The Good Men Project is all about bringing voices from the inside out, right? People who are imprisoned or people who have dealt with prison. It really highlights some of those voices. So we're going to listen to this poet, we're going to watch him perform, and then we're going to write one of our own pieces inspired by his. So the structure of this, it's called Some Facts About Myself. And I have some sentence starters here, but I want you to watch his piece, take it in. I also have copies of his piece if you want to see it up close after we listen. And then we're going to write some facts about myself. Ready?
Some facts about myself. I'm 21 years old. I'm right-handed. I hate my middle name. I don't eat goat's cheese. I still don't have a driver's license. And for as long as I can remember, I've been really into good ramen and bad puns. I believe there are only two kinds of people in the world. Those who admit they've ever peed in the shower, and liars. I'm not religious. My faith in God died when my godmother did, but a few months ago I saw my nephew's face for the first time, and now I can't help but think that maybe heaven is not something we need to die to get to. I go to an elite college, which means I know the most profitable way to ship food from factory to supermarket, but I don't know the middle names of any of the women who cook my lunch every day. I'm the son of a man who never misses a home-cooked meal or skips his dishwashing duties. The son of a woman who told me that my name is an earthquake in waiting. She said, hold it in your mouth like the most dangerous secret this world has yet to know. I'm only 5'8", on a really good day. But being built like a short story is a lesson in finding other ways to be the tallest tale in the room. I don't know what it means to be a man, and for a while I thought the weight room could tell me. But I've heard stories of men with shotgun barrels for arms, who use their bodies as weapons. I've seen them shoot their mouths off and leave bullet holes in women's spirits. And my sisters say that they raised me to be a good guy, but have a set of knuckles swollen with the memory of teeth and blood, and I'm still learning to unlearn my own violence. Reminded every day that a righteous heart inside a male body is just a gun with the safety left on. And I know boys, we're still searching for their manhood inside bottles, bank accounts, and between nameless hips. Boys who remote control their partners because they're not strong enough to let things go. I know that men carry an addiction to property in our blood. Now, when I was a kid, I shoplifted things I didn't need or want just to feel like there was something in this world that I could own. I know the most beautiful thing about love is that it cannot be owned. Some days I'm still a 13-year-old whose stomach origami folds on itself every time Laura Stevenson walks past his lunch table. And I don't watch much TV these days, but I'm still a Nickelodeon kid at heart, so if you ask me who loves orange soda, I will tell you. I've broken more of my own bones than promises in my life, and I'm still not sure which has been more painful to heal. I have a heart the same size as a fist. I didn't find self-love until I gave myself a beating. But I was the tree that fell in a forest when no one else was looking and dared to make a sound. I am the meal that this thing called depression has spent 7 years trying to devour from the inside out. I am living proof that that motherfucker bit off more than he could chew. I believe there's nothing more autobiographical than scar, so every time I see the remains of the barcodes I've carved into my skin, I read a story of a battle I win every day. I used to wake up breathless when anxiety was deadly, but now I'm so sick, I've got depression scared to catch me. I am both black and boy, which means that I'm the knife that threatens to slit the neck of silence and make everything bleed song. I am song. I know that nothing can die that cannot be resurrected by music, and that the dance floor is the safest place to be during the apocalypse. I know all of this. I'm still figuring out how to hold on to this helium balloon called happiness. I've got charisma down to a science, but most days I still have less confidence than English weather. But I'm learning every day what it means to be human without being whole. Every night, the sky opens its mouth and swallows the sun in a single gulp, just to make room for the moon. What a wonderful way to live life. Be so full of so much light, always hungry for more.
So, real quick, before we even have the text of this, what stood out about this piece? Maybe a line, or maybe something he talked about. What stood out? Janet, what stood out about the piece? Anything that still is like echoing?
I like the way he redefines masculinity.
The way he redefines masculinity. Nice. Can you say a little bit more about that?
He used to think that being manly was being like physically strong and things that were kind of like trivial, but it's like deeper than that. It was, I don't know, Hazel Knight.
Yeah, so he redefines masculinity. He said he used to think it was maybe some trivial things. It was working out in the weight room. But then he sort of changes his thinking about what it means to have power. Nice. Anybody else? A line that stood out?
He was funny.
He was funny, yeah. So our writing can be both like moving and deep, but also have some levity, some funniness. Do you remember one of the moments that was funny?
He said like he was 5'8".
Yeah, I love that line. He's 5'8" on a good day. But so what does that mean then? What's he like on a bad day?
5'10".
Right? That image of like kind of curling in, like those days when we're like slumping, making ourselves smaller maybe? Nice. Anybody else? A line that really stood out or something you discussed? Say it again. He was talking too fast. You are so right. That happens a lot in spoken word poetry. You have to like hang on and just see what you can catch. That's why I did make a copy of his piece. So I'm going to pass that out to you now. And we're going to write some facts about ourselves inspired by this. Did he just mention facts? What else did he talk about? His childhood. I'm the son of a man who. I'm the son of a woman who. Or a dad who. Or a mom who. What else did he mention?
Start talking about what he believes.
What he believes. Yes. So it talks about what he believes. Anything else? Not just a fact about himself? He talks about like his struggles, right? Wrestling with depression. He talks about the scars. Says, I believe there is nothing more autobiographical than a scar. Nothing more telling about ourselves than some kind of scar. Okay, so you have the text in front of you. You're welcome to look at it and pore over it. But right now, I'd like to ask you to try and write. So I put up here some sentence starters. He starts with his age. He then gives a fact about himself. He then talks about something he hates or loves. He then moves into some things he doesn't. I don't do blank. I still do something. He says what he believes. He says what he's not. And then he gives a caveat. What's a caveat? So he says, I'm not religious. My faith in God died when my godmother did. But a few months ago, I saw my nephew's face for the first time. And now I can't help but think that maybe heaven is not something we need to die to get to. So he gives the exception. I'm not religious, but I feel like heaven is something we can experience right here on earth. With like moments of sweetness, right? I go to blank, I'm the son, daughter, child, you could modify for yourself, of a dad, mom, stepdad, and the sibling of. I know, I've broken, I'm still. Those are just some of his sentence starters. So take a moment and grab any of those that you want to begin with and see what happens. We're going to write for about 7 minutes. would you come to a pausing point? And would you just turn to somebody near you and share one fact you're comfortable sharing?
What? Do you red or white? My husband. Pretty
Please come to a pausing point. Sorry to rush you. So, here is the video we watched. This was Tucker Bryant, some facts about myself. Maybe you want to look at it again and just hear it again. Maybe you have the text. I'm going to ask you to keep working on this piece. Writing often takes time and reflection and going back to the work. So give it some more time, and perhaps next week you can come back in and you might be able to share 2 weeks. All right, next week's a holiday. And so we want to just keep you going with this work because it may be one of the pieces that ends up in our anthology.